Welcome and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Wobbs, Joey Wobbs, of course, and this is my boy Link. We are going to be talking about Chelsea and Liverpool as we do every single week. We might even do a little bit of a FIFA stream later tonight, depending on how if I can get the situation set up. We'll do a little bit of an ultimate team clash between our teams right now. And but to get us started and to really actually start having this conversation about what happened this weekend, because Link, my boy, sounds from what we watched this weekend, my guy, we really called it from the looks of it. We called pretty much every little piece of it that we needed.
Just a little bit. Just
From
a little
our
bit.
game,
You know,
from
it's
my
weird
game
how that
to
works.
your game. So obviously, as the host, I'm gonna let you speak on Liverpool first, and then we'll get into how Chelsea did against West Ham.
Okay. All right. So my headset is being a little funny. So if you can't hear me, please let me. But it's chopping up. But
Nah, we're
I think
good,
it's
bro.
my
We can hear
headset.
you just fine.
Okay. Perfect. Great game. Not performance. Not in the part of the season where we can be worried too much about the performance itself, but great result. 3-0 against Bournemouth. I can't really have too many. Start with shouting out Gravenberch. Have to do that. It seems. He's been playing great every game. I don't see him. He doesn't make mistakes. It's the mistakes haven't cost us. So I really do enjoy seeing that, because there was too many times where you could pinpoint last year where player were losing the ball and it was leading directly to counterattack opportunities and us getting scored on. Every game we play, we seem to look less open, and that's why right now, yes, I'm saying we're going to win the league, but I have this curiosity to see what comes next for us. Similar to the Nottingham Forest loss we took, I want to see how we deal with different situations. So, yeah, great. I know some people have been overstating his form. I'm just glad he's scoring. He's never been a bad winger. That upper echelon of wingers that you say, well, if he did this, this, and this, he'd be world class. I think he's doing some of those things, so I'm happy about it. So there's Diaz, and then my center backs. My center backs. We brought that up. I don't know how I could forget about that. But my center thing. I think they're the best duo in the league, and they're showing that game by game. So we will see if that changes. I went on a little tangent there, but yeah.
It's okay. And we'll talk about who you have next and what the game's going to look like afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
For me, we had two games. I don't know if you don't your Carabao Cup game, I think, is tomorrow. But
yeah,
you guys got West Ham, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, we play West Ham tomorrow.
That's a good matchup for early round. I mean,
really,
depending on if West Ham actually shows up, because I don't know if they actually show up, depending on how they actually act. But we can get into that really. We could get into that really. So specifically on our game, the West Ham game, Nico Jackson just showed me why I was wrong about him. Outside of Nico Jackson, I was pretty much spot on. They couldn't handle the way that our midfield moved. The way that we opened them up, especially for that second goal, is the motion that
was
Palmer
beautiful.
And the way that Palmer opened up the spaces between the two midfielders, and Caicedo just saw it and hit a perfectly weighted pass for Nico to hit a Trivela. Sure.
Yeah.
Again, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, was that pass by Enzo on purpose?
100%. 100%.
The pass
the pass you're talking
it
to
looked
Palmer.
like there was the pass to Caicedo to play the into Jackson.
Wait, the pass to Caicedo you're talking about.
Yeah, Jackson's second goal was the Trivela.
Right.
There's like a setup, a combination. It starts out with Palmer. It comes inside. Someone plays the ball. I can't think of who was next. Where they play the ball to Enzo, and Enzo plays a pass where it looks like he doesn't know who he's playing it to. It just looks like he knows he's supposed to play it to that space.
Well, that's kind of how the system works, right? It's like he knows that that there's going to be a player in that area when he's in that space that he's in. That's just if you should be able to hit that pass with no look because you understand who's going to be in that space at that time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like that's just understanding of the system necessarily, not necessarily like, oh, he did this and it was like out of the blue, because the way that we move the ball throughout the game just shows that the understanding of the system itself is just growing game after game. And that's the key that's been the key for me for literally, I would say a little over a year, bro, a little over a year. So back when we had Poch, right? Like early in the season for Poch, I gave him some slack. Right, I gave him some slack because I wanted to see if he could implement the system that he wanted. It took him 38 games to get 30 something games to get to that point, 33 or whatever, the last 5 games, right? And realistically, when I think about Enzo specifically, he's the one that I see keeping the ball ticking. And a lot of the times he's not going to get a lot of praise for the things that he does. It's going to be more along the lines of, oh, he had the pass before the pass, or he had the setup to the corner that created the cross. You know what I mean?
Or he played the switch that got Palmer out in space to do it. Palmer.
Yep. And he tends to be the one that opens up the team a little bit more because people are wary of his passing. It's kind of like the Cruz effect in the end, where Cruz kind of like you can't just let Cruz be on the ball forever, right?
Yeah,
like
correct.
If you give him enough time, Cruz will kill you if you let him have the ball for too long. And it's kind of like you're starting to see that coming out of Enzo more and more. If you ask me right now, if you ask most Madrid fans right now who they want for that midfield, at this current moment, if they were to pick one player in world football to add to that midfield, it'd probably be Enzo Fernandez. I'm just going to be honest with you, just because of the way that the lack of passing that they have in the amount of athleticism that they have in the midfield that's the type of player that they would want. You know what I'm saying? And
I get you.
And with him, I just kind of I expect more in the sense of just what my biggest thing with him is don't lose your duels. If you lose your duels, that's okay, but don't lose as many duels, because that's been a big issue with him is his one-on-one. Don't get yourself out of position and go too forward, because I don't need you up in the box. Okay?
Yeah.
I just don't need you in the box.
Have people that can do that.
I got others.
I got others.
I want you right behind Sancho, being able to create for him to be one-on-one.
Give an option.
That's what I want from you.
Yeah.
Get the ball to Sancho. Get the ball to Palmer. If you have the switch, hit the switch, because the switch is always on with Neto.
The switch is always on in your system, and he's got the passing range. So exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will say, in Enzo's defense, big Enzo hater, because I know the midfield thing was blown out of proportion with Caicedo and Lavia, but I really wanted Enzo at Liverpool years ago. But I will say Cruz can't do what Cruz does, and I don't like really comparing them, but for example, Cruz can't do what Cruz does if he doesn't know the system.
He doesn't know where players are going to be.
If he doesn't know where players are going to be, if he doesn't have that instinct of knowing, all right, I know someone's going to be
in that area. If I hit that ball in this box right here, right? If I hit this ball in this box
15-yard range.
Yep.
Yeah.
My guy's going to go get it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
In essence, it's quarterbacking. In essence, it's quarterbacking. That's like
I don't like because sometimes they take it to I don't even know if literally, but by the definition of like, oh, and they just say this with any defensive mid that gets the ball a lot. But he is a quarterback in the sense of his job is to get it to other players that can score. Not necessarily better than him, but they're better suited to score the goal, you know?
100%. 100%.
I agree with you.
And like
I agree with you.
Today in the Barrow game, we
Mhm.
saw the same patterns of play from an entire new 11. Regardless if it was
what you want
Barrow,
to see. That's
and
what you want to see.
regardless if it was Barrow, that's the exact thing that you're looking for. That's it was a professional performance. Okay, there was one quote. It's one quote that I'm going to bring up the entire show. One quote, because I loved it so much. I loved everything about what this guy said. Okay, this is our manager, and this is the manager is I don't even like to say implementing. He is stamping his image on this team. Okay, stamping it with a hot fucking. He is stamping that shit on his team, on the team, bro. Look at this quote. This is the quote. This quote gave me the feeling of okay, you got this guy got the goods, in my opinion, the real goods.
Quote.
He said, I asked the young players we have, and all the others to send a clear message. We are young. We are serious. What did Klopp do to us last year in the final?
Embarrass you?
With who?
Kids.
Why though?
Kids.
Yeah, brand. That's the word I was looking for, Logic. Thank you. Why? Because they came on and acted serious. They came on and acted serious, bro. Like that's what it like what I saw from today. Well, obviously Felix and Nkuku, they were just gonna play football, right?
Yeah.
But what I saw from Cassidy today, okay, who was, a fringe player in this squad. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Even the academy grads that we gave opportunity minutes to today, Tyreek George and the Champong, they struggled against grown men. They didn't struggle to understand the how the game was supposed to be played.
Reality.
They just struggled against grown men, really. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but
they didn't understand. They knew how to play the ball and where to play the ball. And Tyreek George had a fantastic shot on net today. He probably and in another in goalie just made a really good save. Like, do I think that either of these players are ready for Chelsea's first team right now? Probably not. But to see from 11, a brand new 11, and even the subs, and not even like a little bit of a drop off, right? Not even just like a tad of a drop off on like the way, the style of play that they were supposed to play and the professionalism of the way they handled the game. We wouldn't have been able to do. We couldn't do that last year. We needed a penalty to get through a League Two team last year in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, last year, well, talking a lot of shit on certain Chelsea fans because they just said poach tax, poach tax, poach tax. But damn, I'm starting to believe it with every game. It's night and day, and the performance and the backups playing well is huge for like you believing in your manager. Yo, big ups here.
Big ups
But
here.
it's huge for competitions because you have built knowing that you could be in 6 competitions this year. And the last thing you need is for the plans for the team you're going to use for that to not use up what you have to do in the Premier League. The fact that this squad, and we know it's Barrow, the fact that your second unit is showing this promise and chemistry now, you're more likely to rest the Cole Palmers, the Lavias in the Conference League, and even the FA Cup in certain matchups, you know? And there's a second unit building up chemistry playing in
I
the
think
same
the entire
style of
group
football.
stage, to be honest.
Yeah,
The
well,
entire group
the
stage.
entire group stage, 100% the entire group stage. But I'm thinking third or fourth round FA Cup, maybe even the first knockout round of the Conference League.
Yep.
Depending how things are going, because you do have the
Yeah,
Club World
depending on
Cup.
how things fall,
It's
man.
very promising. Yeah, and injuries are going to happen.
Yeah,
Injuries
they're going
are
to be
gonna
bumps
happen.
in this road, right? I don't expect it to be perfect by any means. But the way we're playing right now, makes me believe that this was the right move at manager.
Yeah.
It really does. And I've had my doubts since we hired the guy, okay? But what he is showing me with his words in the press conferences and what we see on the field makes me believe he is more than capable of doing this job. More than capable.
Why?
Go for it.
Why do we not talk about how important communication is as far as an attribute for him?
As
Because
like
I
a
can
manager?
sit here, yeah, because I can sit here right now and say both of our managers are better than that bald fraud, Manchester United.
Hey, I would even say they're both better than like Eddie Howe.
Oh yeah, Eddie Howe.
I
Eddie
mean,
Howe.
like we're talking about
Newcastle.
we can keep go through all these managers and like realistically, like we're talking about guys who are fantastic communicators, and not only fantastic,
Yeah.
they understand the English language enough where they're willing to say what the fuck they want to say. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to me the way that Ten Hag is moving. Like you've been here for 3 years, bro. You don't think that you could have gotten a tutor for English? Like you're still struggling with your English. Like you could have gotten something done about that over the last 3 years. You are a rich man. You could have gotten something done about that. Like you do not like you like this is not like we're not like we're all like very you're in I can see that you're an intellectual individual, bro. Maybe to your own fault sometimes, okay? But for you to think that the way that you're communicating at this current moment is good enough in this league for that team is absolutely asinine to me. That to me is the most mind blowing. Like, bro, you have your dream job at this current moment, okay? And you can't even go and take English lessons so you can communicate for this job. All right. Beyond that, you go and you get English lessons for if you can ever get a job in this country again, which is going to pay you the most out of any other league. Like, do it for yourself. To me, it's mind blowing. You've been here for 3 years. You haven't gotten a tutor to be able to help you speak English. Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, how do you want to convey? How do you see? Are you good? That's why you got all Dutch players, so you can convey your message in Dutch.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. Like, it's really that simple. Mazraoui can speak Dutch. What we talk? Every player that he bought this year all can speak Dutch. This is not like it's not like mind blowing.
Every player he's bought,
every player they bought can speak Dutch. Every player.
Malacia too. Well,
every player.
I'm thinking the last 3 years.
Lissandro. It's outside. Look at the player that struggled that they bought. Casemiro. He can't
Ugarte and
fucking
Casemiro.
communicate with the guy.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, what a surprise. He's fucking struggling. You can't communicate with the guy. I watched this guy for Brazil. I watched this guy for Real Madrid my whole life, like nearly half my life. All of a sudden, he's shit. Why? Because you can't communicate with the manager. Like, you need the fucking, you need, like, you see how, you see just like the barrier that may be. Like, the fact, even if you have a translator, right? Then you need a Spanish translator because I don't think Casemiro's English is even that good. So it's like,
yeah, exactly.
What, it's a fantastic point that you brought up, the communication aspect. It's a fantastic, I could go on and on about it. Like to me, it's mind-blowing. It's truly mind-blowing that we sit here 3 years in with that guy and he can barely speak fucking English. 3 years fucking in. I got a manager who's Italian who can just say whatever the hell he wants. He don't give a damn. He don't care what none of these fucking reporters think. He really don't. What are he showing us? He don't give a damn. He do not give. Bro, every time the reporter comes in, why do you got 40 players? The guy's like, 40 players? The fuck you guys talking about? I
have 30
that I'm working with.
Yeah, I got.
What are you guys talking? I got 22 I'm working with. I don't even know what you 40. I don't know these guys' names. Like I don't even know their names. Like what we like it's like, what are we doing here? Like, just let it be. Like, what? Like, these guys, how are we sitting here and letting that happen as a Manchester United? Like, 3 years in, he can't communicate. Like,
yeah, and this
God
is my
bless
thing.
him.
He struggles.
God bless that fan base.
I can't imagine like team talks, bro.
Like, God bless that fan base. They sit there and like, I know I love Saeed to death. Like, one of my favorite people on YouTube to watch, period. We probably live right fucking now, okay, on some late night afternoon fucking talk shit. But I don't know how this fan base does it with that manager. I would be going.
They deserve
crazy. Like, Rants crazy. Rants goes crazy every weekend. You guys go watch it.
I subscribe. He goes crazy. I subscribe to Rants and Saeed.
I love the guy.
To watch
I know everything about what he thinks about football. For the most part, like, I love it, but he goes nuts at every these guys. They lose their brains every weekend over this shit. That was me 2 years ago.
I love it.
Me 2 years ago, losing my brains. Me last year, at the end of last year, until the last 5 fucking games. Even the last 5 fucking games. Even then.
Yeah,
like,
I forgot. Yo, my striker scored a worldie this weekend. My striker scored a worldie, and I told people he's cooking. He's in the hyperbolic. He's eating his sensu beans.
Yo, you better hope. I'm telling you right now, because that's one player I am willing to cook you for. Okay, you better hope he can get consistent. I will cook.
That's on me.
And I know that you guys are gonna. Here's the thing, Blink. Here's what I believe. You're gonna have to replace 4 to 5 major players on your team next year.
4 to 5 what?
Major players on your team next year.
I don't think
that's what I believe. I really believe, because here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing, right? Someone brought this to my attention.
Mm-hmm.
Edwards likes to move a little quicker on the players that he has before they lose their luster, the shine, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
He likes to move just a bit quicker. So I do see it with Trent is the one that I'm kind of, sort of, and I think Robo is the other one that people don't see it yet, but he'll be like degraded to the backup eventually in the next year.
Who?
Robinson.
It cut out. It cut out. Oh, you
Robinson.
said Robertson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think
Robertson's
that
got
that's
1 year left.
and this
Sorry.
is what I mean replace, right? But not necessarily that these players are all going to leave, but
Okay.
replace. You see
That's
what I'm
why
saying?
that's why I asked you that way, because I was like,
Not
what are you talking
necessarily
about?
that they're all going to leave, but replace. Okay, so
You're looking
and
at go ahead.
here's the thing. Okay, as much as I've seen from Gravenberch right now, I know that he has been his entire career so far, he's been inconsistent. His entire career. So now I'm wondering purple patch or consistent
Yeah.
what he's going to
Yeah.
be.
That's yeah.
So that's where and to me you still need another midfielder regardless how well he plays. Regardless, like he could play. It's just the level of midfielder will determine on how well he continues to play. Like that's what I think, right? It could be you go and get a top guy that's gonna go plug right in, like Zubamendi, right? Or you get a guy who you can build and you don't mind waiting on. You know what I'm saying? And that's where Gravenberch is leveled this year until I think until January. Okay. Until like where
Yeah.
Gravenberch plays until January, right? Will determine who you get as a midfielder level wise in the next month or so. Or what is it? 2 months now, 3 months now.
I'll take that one further that you question marks. That's over the majority of the squad. Because you said that thing like, so the way Klopp left and Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes kind of just got thrown into this shitty contract situation where it's like, yeah, Edwards doesn't like re-signing older players for long contracts, but our oldest players are our best players, and we can't just big up Billy, big up Billy. We can't just say, all right, we're gonna blow this up, because then we can't get back in Champions League. So like the tryout is for Gravenberch, the tryout is for Salah, and the tryout is for Van Dijk. Like want contracts, but as you said, Edwards doesn't do contracts like that. So they have to show that they have at least 2 years, or he's gonna blow everything up.
At least in those legs,
At
right?
least
They
two.
got to
Yeah.
show that they at least got 2 more years in the legs. At least.
Yeah.
Like that's where I
Exactly.
just we'll see as the season progresses because you guys have a lot of games too. So it's like we'll see.
But this is the thing. If we lose up from now until January, we only lose 2 more games, whatever they may be. I haven't looked at the schedule. Say we lose to Real Madrid and we lose to City, we take the rest of the calendar year. Everyone resigns. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the case. I think you're right about that.
Like unless everything just goes to shit next month, I think everyone stays. Because it's not as if Salah and Van Dijk want to leave. It's just Trent wants his money and Trent wants assurances from Gerrard and only have his one Champions League and the Prem he won 4 years ago.
You know,
like Trent wants to stay, but he doesn't want to stay if they're going to screw him over. Van
screw him
Dijk wants
over
to
in
be
what way?
captain
You think like the way that they did Stevie?
The way that Steven Gerrard did, in the sense that it was Steven Gerrard, and then let's hope he can take us to glory. Like Trent would rather, I think Trent would rather go to Real Madrid than be captain of a bad Liverpool side. And I think that's what it really comes down to.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because if Real Madrid match us or outdo us in wages, they probably won't, just because it's a right back, but they can. And he's already won everything at Liverpool. He has no more history to etch unless it's longevity and more titles. And if
Yeah, I
we're not
mean, he's
winning the
going to want the
titles, then he can
captaincy
leave.
too.
Oh, if he stays, if he signs a new contract, that's basically in writing that when Van Dijk leaves, he's got the armband.
Sorry, I just got to adjust this. This is bothering the
No,
fuck
you're
out of
good.
me.
Yeah, but no, that would almost be if not written, be a handshake agreement. Like, yeah, the armband's yours.
Yeah,
in
I
the
totally
actual
agree with
progression,
that.
So
I totally agree with that. All right, who do you guys got this weekend?
we have this weekend. We play. I literally just had it up. Now I watched that myself.
So it's West Ham tomorrow, and then who do you have on the weekend?
Let me see. I want to say it's Wolves. Yeah, we play Wolves. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Wolves.
So talk to me. What you thinking about what the weekend's gonna look like?
I don't have fears because of this West Ham side and the performances I've seen. I'm really hoping to see get subbed on into the 10 again. So that will be interesting. Similar
Is
to
Elliot back?
last week with Bournemouth.
Is Elliot back?
No, I don't think Elliot's back. Apparently Allison's healthy, and it was just or something. But Kelleher will start again. I don't think Elliot's back yet. I haven't seen anything on it. I would expect more rotation. I would expect Darwin to keep his spot. You'll see Simicast. You'll probably see Bradley. You'll see Joe. And then
Gakpo?
Gakpo.
Chiesa?
Yeah. So it'll probably be Gakpo, Nunes tomorrow.
That's what I think too. Who's the 10?
Curtis.
Okay, and who's the pivot?
The pivot doesn't have a break right now. I think they both start, and then he brings on Endo.
After you guys are up.
Yeah.
Kind of like we did with Ben White. Gave him pity minutes today, or Benjamin Chilwell.
Yeah. Endo is getting pity minutes. Until we buy a midfielder, Endo is just sitting there just in case or to shore up tight battles. He's not good enough on the ball.
That's the big hope for you guys. You guys don't have any injuries in that pivot until January.
Bet on that?
Huh?
JK said Jones will not play at all tomorrow.
Nah, I think he's been integrating Jones at least. It's not like been an Endo thing. He's been integrating Jones.
He's been integrating Jones.
I don't know. I don't think he'll play Szoboszlai tomorrow. But Szoboszlai against West Ham would be very good because he is extremely mobile. I think Jones would do a good job too. But the pivot, man, you guys are just so light in that midfield, bro. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. For you guys to be where you guys are in the midfield and be running a 3, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you at this point, you like I thought
Jones played last
one
game.
injury, bro. One injury in you're shot in the midfield at this current moment. Like, Elliot's out, and he's not even like important. I'm talking shot in the midfield depth wise. You see what I'm saying? It's not necessarily it's not necessarily like your midfield's bad. I think your midfield's probably the best in the league. I think your midfield right now is playing on form best in the league, and then ours is right behind yours. Like, that's literally like how I feel. And
I feel like effectiveness and functionality, yeah.
So, and I just long may it continue for Gravenberch, bro. Like, I've been a fan of this guy for a very long time, and
how can you not?
I'm glad that he's being used in a way that is suited to him, to allow him to use his physical abilities to the best. I just like seeing him drive with the ball, bro. It's pretty.
Yeah, and it's so. I
love like it gives me that RLC vibe, bro. When Ruben first jumped on the scene, bro, like where he was just gliding past people, and it was tidy with the feet, and it was the strength to be able to bounce like your average midfielder would bounce off of this dude. And like that's what I'm seeing from Gravenberch at this current moment. And it's creating a good amount of chances for your team overall. Like and when I say a good amount of chances, it's not like direct chances most of the time. It's him pulling players from out of other positions because he's skipped past two guys. You know what I'm saying? That him skipping past two guys makes everybody else nervous because now you got to get someone has to get in front of someone. And even him just laying it off to Szoboszlai, where Szoboszlai now has time to be able to be on the ball because of the gravity of what Gravenberch is doing to some of these guys. It allows Szoboszlai to be on the ball and be a better decision maker than he has been in the past. So it allows him to look better, which right now, like, you know how I feel about Szoboszlai. He's a very hit and miss player, but I know when he hits, you got a good game out of him. You get a really good game out of him. When he misses, it's Nottingham Forest. Like it's as clear as day, right? It's Forest. What he looked like at Forest is what you'll get from Szoboszlai some of these games. And like that's where I want to see Elliott in these forward positions because I actually think he's a technically gifted footballer. So it would be nice to see him in these more advanced positions. Now, to me, where I still think it's a mistake was getting rid of the Portuguese young fella because he's really
Carvalho
too. Yes, Carvalho.
This is the thing.
I think that he could have been like still used. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing.
Yeah.
If you might have another young technical midfielder that's coming out of the academy that you guys really rate, and that's why you didn't need Carvalho. And that's what I hope tomorrow I get to see that young technical midfielder in that midfield.
You won't see the youngin. So the
big up,
youngin
J Coach.
Big up, J Coach. The youngin is Trey and Yoni, but you won't see him tomorrow. As far as midfield depth, I know it, but on paper we do have names. So if you think about behind Szoboszlai, there's Elliott and Jones. I know Elliott's hurt right now. Back up there.
Yeah, but wasn't Jones more used in a more deeper role last year too, though?
Yes, but he subbed Jones on and put him in last game.
At the 10?
So he's trying to figure out his Szoboszlai backup right now. Like he's trying to come into the ground.
But then you don't have anybody in the pivot outside of the two.
Well, Endo is like last bench, but Endo will play some. And then Tyler Morton, we almost sold him. He's on the team. So he's above Endo in the pack slot.
Like, has he got any sub minutes in it at all? Morton?
I don't think Tyler Morton's played since he's been back, but I would expect Morton to.
Yo.
And
Champions League's about to start, bro. That shit's crazy.
But we did fine against Milan.
In the pivot. You have two options in a pivot, bro. And you're going into Champions League and you're moving your only other real pivot option that you like that can actually, bro, if it ends up back to Endo, that's where I see the trouble happen. Okay.
Yeah, we're fucked. If Endo is starting,
like he can't play in a system like this. And it's impressive that Arne Slot has done everything in his power to make sure that he has not played because I understand that he doesn't fit. Right? Like I knew that, right? That's why for me, if you went and got Timber, right? Other Quentin. Timber, Quentin, you go get Quentin, who already played for him, right? And played in 5 fucking positions for the guy. And in the pivot.
Yeah, but
that would have been to me, that's like you going and getting KDH. It would have been no brainer. But you know what I'm saying? Absolutely no brainer.
We don't move like Chelsea, right? We all
But
know
you
that
should have.
Liverpool don't
It's
move
not
like
even
Chelsea.
moving like
No,
Chelsea.
that is moving like Chelsea because this is
No,
the
it's
thing.
not. Everybody
Liverpool's
does
mindset.
this, bro.
Yo, we
Everybody
move
does
like
this.
broke
You
boys.
get a
We move
manager,
like
right?
broke
You get,
boys.
bro.
We move like broke
bro?
boys.
Like Chelsea, like every other fucking person who's ever gotten a new job hasn't gone back to their old club, bro. You're acting like this is just a Chelsea thing. That's bullshit. Because
not
every
the old
single
club
manager
thing.
has ever, bro,
Not
has gone back to another club, their old club, to try to pick and pull players that they like.
But this
For
is my thing.
me, you go get a depth option like that. Like you went. It wouldn't have been that much. 25, 30 million. You spent
but this is my
15 on Chiesa and nothing else. Like, come on, man. It don't make no sense.
But this is my thing. If Slot was like, I want to see what I have to work with, right? So he wanted 3. Endo is shit. So now he knows. So now moving forward, they can be like, all right, well, we can get this wide. So maybe we do go back in for someone from. I just think he wanted to make sure because I forgot which show I was watching yesterday or today, but the so-called players that had last year.
I'm telling you, he would have been perfect.
I understand the sentiment, but one, he wouldn't have played until now anyway, right? 2, 3 of our best performers were all quote unquote shit for us last year. You know, Diaz was on the chopping block. I said he could go if we could get Gordon. Gravenberch wasn't playing, and by Kwanzaa. You know, that's huge.
But
that's huge. People still want Szoboszlai sold. To know what was going on.
Link.
He wanted to see what the man them were about.
Bro, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Your excuses. The excuse for this is it's a non-starter to me. Here's why. Let me tell you why first before you go. Let me tell you why it's a non-starter. Mm-hmm. All right. You play three midfielders. Okay. 3. He's always done that forever. Mm-hmm. Always has done that. Okay. 3 in the midfield. Okay. The 10 who initially, we knew Gakpo wasn't a 10. So we eliminate that, right?
Yeah.
So outside of that, you left yourself with selling Carvalho. 5, 6 options. And one of them is an option that you bought last minute last year anyways. Someone who you knew was not technical enough to play in this league to begin with. Okay? So
Elliot,
you have 3 competitions. You have 3 competitions that you have to be in until January. Okay. Gravenberch historically has not been the healthiest of players when given a ton of minutes. You're setting yourself up for failure. Numbers wise.
Yeah.
You're setting yourself up for failure because not only if it's one player that gets injured, you're SOL because Endo is not capable. And then you have other players that Elliott has not been the healthiest of players. Gravenberch has not been the healthiest of players. McAllister, luckily, is a Iron Man. Okay? He's a fucking Iron Man. And I don't know how long you can say that, but he is. I'm going to tell you that right now. He doesn't miss a lot of time. He's great about that. I'll give you that. Okay? Szoboszlai, most people don't even rate the guy on your squad most guys.
I rate him.
I know
you're talking to me.
A lot of guys don't even rate him. I just didn't know if he could be consistent in the 10. He's been very good so far. All the games except one, he's been very good.
Yeah, it's his movement. his role is dictated by the movement he's able to provide and observations about Elliott in the 10 for us, because Elliott has more technical ability, but he doesn't have the legs, literally and figuratively doesn't have the legs for us at current state. Sabozalai provides a lot of help for our pivot, who's not defense first per se, or people would say that. I don't think Elliott can provide the defensive cover for Gravenberch and McAllister.
Okay, we're gonna move on here quick, because you only got 5 more minutes.
Slot, I got you. Slot viewed Carvalho as a winger, and that's why he wasn't gonna play, because he would have been the 4th left winger on the team.
Okay, that's fair enough. He looks more of a 10, but that's just me.
He is. I think he's a 10 too, but Slot said he's a left winger, so he was behind everybody.
But that's okay. Yeah. That's fair from him. That's fair if that's how he viewed the player. Like, I can't. Yeah. I like the manager. I thought he was a good manager overall. When I seen him play, whenever I see Feyenoord play, I thought he was good. Like,
yeah.
Like, I mean, bro, he got Santi Jimenez to a level where a lot of teams wanted the guy at a certain point, like especially last year. Yeah. And I don't think that there's that much of a difference in level of skill level, technical level, the whole 9 yards between Santi Jimenez and what Darwin Nunez is. Like, I really don't. And that's the kind of hope that you guys should have with Darwin Nunez, because he turned Santi Jimenez into a pretty good striker. I think he could probably do the same out of Darwin Nunez. Just, you guys got to hope. And then last but not least, Chelsea versus Brighton. Last year we beat Brighton twice. I think actually we beat them 3 times. We beat them in that FA Cup, one of the cups too. But that was under De Zerbi. This manager, Husler, or whatever his name is, he'll actually be out for the game. He had a red card in the last game. So you want to know something, bro? You want to know something? This is where I think they're gonna start hyping us up big time after this one. Like, I think we put them to the sword. I've been very, very consistent about that on every single show that I've been on.
Yeah.
I've been on 3 or 4 shows today. I think we put them to the sword. I think we cut them the fuck open, bro. I'm being so serious. I think we.
I'm terrified of this Chelsea energy. I am terrified of this Chelsea.
I am so serious, bro.
I hate you guys so much. You don't understand how much I hate Chelsea.
So serious, bro. I think we cut them open, bro.
I believe you. Trust me.
Like, Lavia will be back. Like, that's why Lavia will be back. I think he'll probably get maybe like 15, 20 minutes off the bench just to get his legs going. It'll be the same midfield. I don't think we'll change the team from last week. Maybe Gusto, probably. I'd probably say Gusto has a good chance. Yeah, Gusto good. Back in. Because he only got 45 minutes this week. He only got 45 minutes. Today. Okay. And like, that was like a warm-up. He barely did anything. He got a cross for an assist, though. He barely did anything, though, outside of that. He didn't do much running, or didn't have to, at least. But he looked good. He looked good. He looked ready, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And good. I think that back line is going to be the question, because Tolson's played pretty well.
I'm happy for that.
I think it might end up being Tolson Colwell. I think that might be in Kukurea.
So Colwell stocks are rising again?
Colwell's been fantastic, bro. He's been fantastic.
I swear we know ball for
bro. He's been fantastic, Americans. Bro.
I swear.
That's coming from someone who's been very critical of him. I've been very critical of Colwell over the last few, like last year specifically, and early this year. I was very critical of Colwell. But now it looks like he has the ability to get to that potential. It just was stifled by Poch, like throwing him on left wing. Like,
bro, Poch tax might be real, and I hate it.
Yeah, because he's gonna manage our fucking country.
Yeah,
that's the first thing we have to understand. He's managing the fucking country. So
Uh,
yeah,
do you want to get
hot tax is real
predictions
and
before?
it's showing in real
Uh,
time. And
I don't
I
want
hope I'm not gonna watch. I refuse to watch that shit. As much as I love Christian, as much as I love Yunus
he's
Musa
gonna
and
run him
all
into
these
the
boys,
ground.
I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it, bro. I'm telling you right now, I'm not watching it.
Give me some optimism before we leave. What's your prediction for your games?
We beat them 3-1. And we scored 2 goals first.
So you go up 2-0, and then it's just a
Yep.
calm 3-1.
Yep.
So similar to last week.
No, last week we beat them 3-0.
Yeah, add the goal in, but yeah,
Yeah.
you guys went up too early. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's going to be 2 first half goals. They get a second. They get a goal after halftime, and then we close it out with a third. Christopher Nkunku comes in and closes it out. We should have had a fourth at fucking at West Ham. He should have put that header away. He had a header across net. Colwell hit the header back post. He's just sitting there back post. Goalie comes back around and makes a great save. But he Oh, he was ready to pull that balloon out. You damn well you know he was ready to pull that balloon. I'm about to buy a blue balloon and put it right here for the streams. That ass.
Yeah, just for Nkunku. Ham.
That ass do that.
3-1.
Rose, I'm telling you, the way that Caicedo's playing, I'm telling you, the way he played at Brighton last year. I'm gonna even okay. Both of his best games last year were Brighton. We're against Brighton. Okay, the way that they play right now plays right into our hands. Okay, they play like Spurs, bro, and that's why I'm very confident against Spurs. Okay, because all it takes for us against Spurs is you get Enzo Fernandez or Cole Palmer in a little bit deeper positions and let our wingers run at these dudes and let's see what they're about. Because it's not because their wingbacks are so far forward, you're having to play one-on-one Cuti Romero versus Jadon Sancho. He's going to be on his head. You saw what Isak did to Van de Ven. Leave them one-on-one with these guys, Neto and Sancho. Mm-hmm. Let's see what they do. It's the same thing it's the same thing against this Brighton team. They're going to play this high line. There's going to be 3. It's going to be 3. Those 3 in the back, whoever they want to play. Van Hack, it doesn't matter who they are.
I get what you're saying.
It doesn't matter who they are. You pick up the ball. If you let Palmer and Enzo pick up the ball in deep spaces and you have your center backs at the halfway line, you're going to get crushed.
And Jackson
you're going to get crushed, bro. You're going to get crushed. It's not even like you need an interception type. You need an interception to really get at us. That's really what if that's how you're gonna play. If that's how you're gonna play, and the way that we're playing at this current moment, right, is just pulling you out of position anyways. We're gonna cut you right. We're gonna cut right through you, bro. Like, what don't you get? We're gonna cut right through you. The pace we have on the wings, the trickery we have on the wings. When you put Palmer in these deeper positions, you are gonna get cut open. That's why the best way you play against us is a deep mid block, okay? And you hit us after we lose the ball in low in areas. Yeah, that's why I'm scared of y'all, because you play exact counter football to the way that we play. We need pinpoint passing to be able to beat this Liverpool team. And then you have Van Dijk and Alisson anyways. That's the problem with the way their defense is structured. That's the reason why they've only let in 1 goal. Because the one time they've gotten really cut open, was a beautiful ball that cut through 4 players across the entire pitch. And that was the only way someone could get through it. Because they took pinpoint passing. This is why this year, the matchups of us, right, of us two against the top 2 look different, okay? Because now they have to play a style of football that can actually match the way that we play. It's different. Before we had to match them. Now we have the ability for them to have to match us. And with injury, especially if the way that they're injured at this current moment, they're definitely going to have to match the way that the style of play that's going to have to counter us, not necessarily play the way that they want to play. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With our depth, specifically, I'm not talking about you, but with our depth, we don't have issues, because the only thing that we have issues is if you can press that back line and cause a turnover from there. Yeah. If it doesn't come from there, then everyone else has problems. Because if it doesn't come from that back line, then everyone else has problems. Because we can cut through teams. We have technical ability. Everyone. There's not one player that you put out there now that you're saying, oh, he's the weak link. That doesn't feel like a weak link. Unless you're talking about the two center backs. It doesn't feel like a weak link. That's why I'm confident about this. Because if you're telling me that I have to get past Baleba, okay? I have to get past Baleba. Because you guys think that now Baleba can play football the way that you guys swear that he could play football. I can't wait for Caicedo to put another dunk on his head over and over and over again. Bro, they pulled Baleba out last year at 35 minutes. This year, it'll be 50. I promise you. They'll pull this boy out at 50 because we'll be up to nothing on these dudes. They will have to attack. They won't have a choice. Like, I'm telling you right now, we are going to smoke these boys. And nothing makes me happier than smoking Brighton right now. Because the way that they talk on Twitter, the way that they talked on Twitter on us, and the way because they beat us for a year, and we took a couple of their players and their manager, and now they're lost in the sauce. Like, oh well, so what? Sorry to be sorry. We're gonna beat you again. We beat you at Poch, and we're gonna beat you again, especially without your fucking manager. What kind of shit is that? I'm telling you right now, 3-1. It may be more. The way that these dudes got cut open by Nottingham Forest, you don't think that Maresca, who's been like the type of scouting that he did against West Ham, to be able to have 2 goals happen from literally straight lines, okay? Straight line passes. You don't think that shit? You don't think that the way that Jackson's playing, and we're going to be at the bridge, and the form that we're in, with I'm telling you, after this game, they're going to be talking about Chelsea dark horses. I'm telling you right now, that's what they're going to be saying.
All right. Well, we'll see. But Joe, I gotta head out.
My boy, have a good one.
We'll say, hey, thanks guys.
Yo, hit me when you're done with everything, okay?
Yeah, I'll be back by like 9. I got you.
Everyone, I appreciate it. You see the dog knows it's almost time for his walk. I appreciate everyone coming through. Please make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't subbed yet, make sure you sub to the channel. You know, we do these streams. We only do like 2 streams a week. You know, I'm doing a lot of work and shit, trying to make sure that like my real life is like in place so I can actually do this for you guys. And it's back to kind of being normal. So I'm going to try to ramp it up. We were doing about 2 to 3 streams a week. We're going to try to ramp it up 3 to 4 here soon. But I'm just trying to find people to talk to that we can do something consistently with, because I want to have like a real schedule for everybody that they can know at this exact time Joe's going to be live. So you guys will know soon, and I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great night.